The Christmas season ended on a strong note. We reported a December performance of plus 9.9%. And we're seeing some nice trends moving into January. So there's a positive feeling. Probably the most positive feeling is on our organization, because they've been looking at minus, minus, minus for 11 months. And to have some plus signs when they look at yesterday's business is, I think, a real up for people. And people are feeling a little better about themselves, or feeling a little more confident. I think we did a lot of good things. But I also think that there's so much more we can do. And I'm very anxious to look at this coming season, and because we're beginning down a road of trying to have a little more fun in retail. I think we've become a little serious. I think we've all become a little predictable. I mean, over the holidays, I've said to my organization, I've shopped, I thought they did a terrific job in working with lower inventory levels and assorting the buys in a good way. But honestly, as I walked around New York during the holidays, a little bit, some traveling to stores, I didn't find most of the big stores very exciting, mine or my competitors. I think we all got a little way too safe, and I think that we became very predictable. So we're working very hard trying to think about, what does that mean? How do we add some elements of fun and joy and surprise and wow moments to our offer? It doesn't have to be something terribly expensive. It can be something fairly inexpensive, quite frankly. But as long as it's unexpected, it'll be well appreciated. I mean, we used to do these things called snow globes. That there are globes of snow globes, and within the globe we do iconic parts of any city. So New York had Rockefeller Center and the Statue of Liberty. And we did elements like that around the country, and we didn't execute them so well this year. So we're going to go back. I mean, and that's not an expensive item. So things don't have to be expensive. Quite frankly, they should not be expensive to be a fun, giftable item during the fourth quarter. So we feel, generally pretty good. Steve and I we're feeling a little more positive. We tried to take a look at 210, maybe a little less cautiously than we were going into the holiday season. We've seen a very good reaction to early spring product. Our sell-throughs across the board for most brands are significantly improved over last year and over what we planned them to be. Now, we could all say last year was lousy, as it was, so we all have to be sensitive that the comps that we're talking about are terribly difficult. But probably the most important thing is listening to the customers. So we're hearing people in the stores. They were coming into the stores up until very recently, talking about the loss of value of their home, or talking about the money they didn't want to spend, or talking about, bills that they were going to have to pay, and just all negative things. And over the past 60, 70 days, we've heard an ending of that. We've heard people just talking normally. So, yes, some are talking about buying more, but more importantly, their attitudes are better. And their attitudes are better. Our attitudes as sellers to them are better. So I think the combination is pretty good. However, we still have our work cut out for us. We have a long way to go. Let's not forget that last year was a very, very difficult moment. So we're up against a very difficult moment. And we're really trying to look at our business over a 2-year window, because it's so hard to look at anything versus last year. So we're trying to look at 2-year comps and to get a sense of how we're trending. But, I think it's going to always be hard to look at this year last year as we go forward, because the world's changed. Everything's different. People's wants and needs are different. I think we have to as business people, really be very cautious about how we're evaluating year-over-year performance at any level of our business.